Hi, I'm Steve. You can call me Steve. And this is Fergus. You can call him Fergus. But he also answers to Bud or, damn it, dog. Okay, you can go down now. Fergus can eat a wide variety of human food and suffer no ill effects. But if you change his carefully formulated dog food to a slightly different formulation of dog food from the same company, it goes all the way through him and out the other end without apparently slowing down. Dogs being able to eat human food makes some sense because it's food. It has nutrients and other things in it that keeps organisms alive. And since dogs and humans are both mammals, we have fairly similar physiologies. However, we don't have identical physiologies. There are some things that humans can eat quite safely that will poison dogs. On the other hand, there are things that dogs will gleefully eat that I don't consider food, so it goes both ways. Obviously, it's beyond the scope of this video to list every food that's poison for every pet. I will add links to complete lists in the comments. But if you're a pet owner, your vet should have information about what you should and should not be feeding your pets. The one thing that just everyone knows is that dogs can't eat chocolate. At least that's the only thing I knew before my roommate got a dog. Chocolate contains a chemical called theobromine, which is on my shirt here, which you probably can't see because it's a lot tinier than I thought it was when I wrote the script. Whether or not chocolate will poison your dog depends on the size of the dog and the size of the chocolate. It could be that your dog can eat chocolate safely in small amounts, but is that a risk you want to take? Theobromine is a stimulant, and if your dog overdoses on it, it can send Fido's heart rate through the roof, while also interrupting the steady rhythm of its beating. Because your dog's metabolism is in overdrive, it's also producing a lot of excess heat. And since dogs can only get rid of heat by panting, they quickly become too hot. It's a combination of heart arrhythmia, overheating, and respiratory failure that causes death by chocolate. Other things bad for dogs include onion, garlic, and xylitol, an artificial sweetener found in gum. This is Felicia, although she never gets called that. She generally goes by Fee or Princess or usually Mrs. I just call her Cat. There you go. Cats are also poisoned by chocolate, and at lower doses. Fortunately, they're less inclined to eat it because they can't taste sweetness, which means the major reason for eating chocolate is completely lost on them. In the past, cats have generally been fed milk and leftover meat trimmings, to the point where it's a cliché in fiction to put out a saucer of milk for the cat. Turns out this has been a bad idea from the start. While kittens can digest milk perfectly fine, because that's what mammals feed their young, adult cats can become lactose intolerant, just like some humans. Actually, adults consuming the milk of another species is a peculiarity of humans, and kind of weird when you think about it. I had a cat growing up, and she made it to 21 without being accidentally poisoned, so we must have been doing something right. We generally only fed her proper cat food, but sometimes at Christmas she'd get turkey giblets as a treat. After she brought them back up all over the carpet, we stopped doing that. Onions and garlic are also quite poisonous for cats, but it's a rare cat that would actually eat them. Xylitol is something you should avoid as well, and that's going to become a common theme. A lot of other warnings are about foods that most cats can consume safely, but some can't, and how it's not worth your cat's health to find out the hard way which category it's in. I don't live with a ferret, so I have nobody cute to hold to introduce this segment. The cat and the dog are it. Ferrets are carnivores, so you want to avoid fruits and vegetables across the board. The same is true for cheese and dairy. They're meat eaters. If you're not sure what you should be feeding your ferret, you should consult a vet or reputable pet store, and you should probably do that before you get a ferret. Again, avoid xylitol or other artificial sweeteners. Budgies, unlike everyone else I've mentioned so far, are not mammals, they're birds. They have quite different digestive systems and can't eat things that we can handle easily. While they do eat copious amounts of grain seeds, they can't handle fruit seeds or pits. Keep milk and dairy away from budgies and any other birds you might have as pets. That's a mammal thing. While budgies should eat fresh vegetation like carrot tops or broccoli, don't give them rhubarb or tomato leaves. There's a more detailed list in the link at the bottom there. Fish are another popular pet, although the cat will likely consider them food. There are many, many different species of pet fish, and each one will have its own list of toxic foods. Again, consult your vet or pet store about what to feed them. One danger unique to fish is poisoning them through overfeeding. This is partially the result of fish living in a bowl of water. If you feed your cat more food than she wants, she'll probably just leave it and come back to it later. Your dog will stuff himself, vomit, and then eat the vomit. Uneaten cat food will just sit there and not cause problems unless the dog finds it. Uneaten fish food will start to dissolve and rot in the water. This results in an increase in waste products that are toxic to the fish and also consumes oxygen in the water that the fish need to breathe. If the fish aren't eating the food, there's a good chance that algae or bacteria are, which reduces the water quality and stunts the fish's growth. That's a fairly superficial overview of what not to feed some of your pets. I didn't have time to cover any reptiles like turtles or snakes, or any invertebrates at all like spiders. Whatever companion animal you have, there will be resources online to tell you how to feed it properly and generally take care of it. I also didn't mention the pet rock, but you need to work pretty hard to poison the pet rock. Thanks for watching. I've been Steve.